Hey guys, welcome to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be doing a tutorial on this look right here. I use the Dose of Colors desixkaty Friendcation palette. Really been enjoying this palette lately. I picked it back up from it collecting dust in my collection, and it's just too pretty to be sitting there not being used and loved. So I decided to just put some makeup on and get pretty today, and this is what I did. I really love the way that it turned out. I'm pretty sure this look has been done before, just because, I don't know, this palette has been out for a couple years now, I think. This blue is gorgeous. If you're interested and want to see this look, then please keep watching. So for today's look, I'm going in with the Dose of Colors desixkaty Friendcation palette. I know this is an old palette. Pretty sure it's not available anymore, but I was kind of cleaning and organizing my makeup collection and realized that I hadn't really used this. As you can tell, none of the colors really look too used. So I decided to start using it again, and I've really been loving it. So that is the palette that we will be working with today. So I've already done my brows and I've already primed my lids. I use the LA Girl pomade in the shade Soft Black for my brows, and then I just clean them up with the Milani Conceal and Perfect Concealer, and I also use that to prime my lids. So we're gonna go ahead and start with our transition shades, and I'm gonna be using this one here, which is the shade Necessary, and I'm taking that on a fluffy blending brush. And I'm just gonna continue to build that up until I get to the intensity that I want. I really like this color as a transition shade because it just blends in so easily and it goes on really softly. Obviously I'm going in with a pretty light hand, but it goes on really softly. It's very blendable and you can build it up as much as you want, and it just always blends so well. For our next shade in the crease, I'm taking the one right below it, and this is the shade Girl Bye, and I'm taking this on a Morphe M433 brush, tapping it really lightly. These colors are super pigmented, so I want to go in with a little bit at a time, but this is just gonna go in the crease right below the shade, what was it called? Right below the shade Necessary. The next shade I'm going to be going in is this one right here. This is the shade Game Over, and then I'm going to be applying a Moment right on top of that, very lightly, not too much. I just want it to be a little bit more blue than navy, but I don't want it to be completely blue, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to apply this with my finger, and then the same thing with this shade. They're very shimmery, so I feel like applying them with my finger works best for me rather than using a brush. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take a small crease brush. This is the Mini Tapered 121 by BOXY, and I'm going to very lightly blend out the edge where the transition shade and the shade Game Over meet, and I'm just gonna do that very lightly because I don't want to buff this out too much. I just want to do it enough to where it blends, and then I'll go back in with the same brush that I used Girl Bye, no product, and then just go over that to blend out further. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take the shade A Moment, and this is just gonna be right on top. Now I'm gonna do the exact same thing on the other side. For the inner corner, I'm gonna take Just a Kiss and apply that to the inner corner. I'll probably have to go back in with it after I apply my foundation and concealer in case any of it gets kind of like wiped away. But for now, just so I can do my eyeliner, I'm applying a tiny bit of that in the inner corner. For eyeliner, I'm gonna go in with the Balm's Showing Black Liquid Eyeliner. This eyeliner is super black, super matte, and it's so easy to use. I'm not gonna be doing a wing or anything. I'm just going to apply a thin line above my lash line. I'm gonna go ahead and do that, apply some mascara and my lashes, and I'll be right back. Lashes are on. I'm not exactly sure what style these lashes are. I just know they are from my friend's lash line. I think they're the style Moonstruck, but I'm not sure. Either way, I will leave her link down below so that you can check out her lash line. While the lash glue dries, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the face. To prime, I'm gonna first start off with the Catrice Prime and Fine Multi-Talent Fixing Spray. And then I'm gonna go in with the Touch in Sol I can't ever say this. The Touch in Sol No Problem Primer. Received this in a BOXY charm a few months ago, and I really like it. For foundation, I'm going in with the CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made Foundation in the shade M80. I'm almost out of this foundation, so it doesn't really come out of the pump anymore. I kind of just have to apply it using the, like taking it out and applying it directly to my face because it won't pump anymore. This is one of my favorite drugstore foundations, probably one of my favorite foundations altogether. So I need to go get more because it's just almost gone. And to blend that out, I'm taking the e.l.f. sponge. I don't know what this sponge is called. I just know it's the e.l.f. sponge. And for concealer, I'm gonna be taking two concealers, the Morphe concealer in the shade C235 and the Milani Conceal and Perfect in the shade Light Beige. So I'm gonna go in with the Morphe concealer first and apply that underneath the eyes. This one is almost running out too. I have a backup, but I probably need to get more because I've actually really been loving the concealer. Put a little bit of that on my forehead, down the bridge of my nose and my chin, and then I'm gonna do the exact same thing with the Milani concealer right on top. And I'm gonna take the other side of my e.l.f. sponge just to blend all that out. And see how that just brightens up underneath the eye. It looks so pretty. I really like the combination. To set the concealer, I'm going to be taking the Powder Room Matte About It Setting Powder by Pretty Vulgar. I've really been enjoying this powder. I'm almost out of it. I don't know if I'm going to repurchase it just because I have a couple of other setting powders that I really like as well. It's a really good powder. It doesn't oxidize, doesn't change the color of your foundation, and it just smooths everything out. Like, my skin looks so smooth right now. For the rest of the face, I'm taking the NYX No Filter Finishing Powder. So this I just kind of use to make sure that all my other products blend on top nicely, that they don't like stick to any patches, they don't drag, and they just blend seamlessly. So I don't go in with a ton of this powder, I just use it, you know, for the rest of the face. To contour, I'm taking the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contour Palette in the shade, which one is this? This one is Dulce de Leche. I'm gonna take the Luxie 209 large shader brush with this brown shade right here because we're contouring. This is my favorite brush to contour because it just, I feel like it's the perfect size. It blends. I don't know, I just really like this brush to contour my nose. So I'm gonna take a little bit of that right across the nose. Antsina. And then to contour the rest of the face, I'm taking the small contouring brush by BOXY as well. Take a little bit of that to contour above the chin because somebody's been eating way too much. For bronzer, I'm using the NYX matte bronzer in the shade medium. No, deep tan. I'm just going to apply this pretty much everywhere where I applied the contour. I'm not going to be using any blush today just because I feel like these eyes look pretty with just bronzed skin, so I'm just going to be using bronzer as blush. Plus I don't want to add too much more color to the face since the eyes are so dramatic. I'm just going to bronze up the skin and leave it at that, and see how pretty that looks. Like now I feel like I need to go out. Just kidding. So I'm gonna take that powder brush that I use just to blend around the edges so that everything is blended in nicely. Look how pretty, oh my gosh. To highlight, I'm gonna be taking the Laura Geller Dripping in Gold Illuminator palette. I don't know why I said that like that. With this palette, I just kind of like to take all 3 shades just because they're all so pretty and I can't ever decide. So I just take them all. Oh my goodness, I love, look at this, look at this. I love this highlight. And I'm just gonna take that brush that I used to bronze and just lightly go over it so I can blend those two together. For the inner corner, I'm just gonna take this one here, which is Molten Copper and French Fizz. So these two here, and that's gonna go in the inner corner just to brighten that up even more. Yes. Now let's finish off the lower lash line. This part is gonna be very simple because I'm really only gonna be using 2 shades, and that is the 2 shades that we use for our transition. I'm not gonna be putting any of the blue on the lower lash line because I like the way it looks just at the top. So I'm gonna start off with the shade Necessary, and I'm just gonna buff this out on the lower lash line. Taking the shade Girl Bye, and I'm just gonna apply this again underneath the lash line, the lower lash line, but this one just isn't gonna go as far. This is gonna stay closer to our waterline, but still buffing it out. I want to make sure they blend together. I'm gonna apply a little bit of eyeliner on the lower lash line. I also tightline with this as well. This is the LA Girl Glide Gel Liner in the shade Very Black. Then for lower lash mascara, I'm going to use the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect Mascara. This one is in the shade Black, I guess. I don't know what other shades they make. And then for lips, I'm going to keep it pretty neutral because our eyes are the star of the show. I'm going to use the LA Girl Ultimate Lip Intense Stay Auto Liner in the shade Keep It Spicy. And I just went ahead and filled in my entire lips with that. And then on top, I'm gonna go in with the Kat Von D liquid lipstick in the shade Lolita. And I'm gonna apply just a tiny bit of that. And then just kind of tap that on top. And then to set the face, I'm going in with my favorite setting spray. This is the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. And that's it, you guys. That is it for this look. I am so in love with the way this looks. I honestly feel like I should get dressed up and go out. It's a Tuesday, but who cares? Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification before you leave. Also, let me know what kind of videos you want to see me upload. I have some videos in mind, and I also want to do more mukbangs just because I love to eat. And yeah, thanks again so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye. I know this, whoa, wait, not this brush. For the orner corner, so beige, whatever. I seriously cannot talk today. Like, I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. Alright, just like that. In this shade.